Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's webinar. Today's session is on mobile money collections, which is going to be presented by our very own Margaret Wanjiro from the TaroWorks product team, and a guest star, Ian Mubiru, who is the country director and head of network partnerships based in Kampala. Ian, I think there's a little background noise coming from your machine, so if you can just mute when you're not speaking, that'd be great. Thank you. So this feature deep dive is part of a special 3-part series on features that we were hoping could help your organization during the current global pandemic. If your organization collects cash payments right now as a part of your field operations, you may be looking for a safe alternative to these in-person collections. So today we're going to take a look at how you can collect payments from your clients or beneficiaries and also view those payments on TaroWorks. I'm just going to launch a quick poll to get an idea of your mobile money needs and what your interests were logging in today. As you guys are responding to the poll, asking about the kinds of mobile money transactions your organization works with, I'm going to go through a few housekeeping rules. So this session is recorded and it could be shared on our website or our YouTube channel. Everyone is going to be muted by default, but if you have a question at any point in the presentation, please type it into the chat and we'll try to pause and get it answered. We actually do have a lot of content today for our shortened format. We are trying to keep these to 15 minutes, but I think that's going to be a bit tough, so we might wait to hold questions till the end. If you prefer to ask your question at that time, you can also raise your hand and then I'll unmute you to ask via voice instead of the chat. And feel free to introduce yourself in either forum to our TaroWorks community. Okay, so I'm going to share the results of the poll. And it appears that most people are looking at outbound mobile money payments today. What we're going to be looking at is collections as a part of the integration, but this is a great data point for our product team to continue to develop on this functionality. Okay, without further ado, Maggie, I'm going to pass you the sharing and we can get started. Okay. Okay, and I can see your screen.
Great. Right. Thank you. Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining. As Erin mentioned, in this presentation, we're going to deep dive into the mobile money collections feature that we have available in TaroWorks. So we recently integrated with the Beyonic platform in order to import collections data into your Salesforce org. And this feature will allow you to receive payments from your clients at any time. And then in turn, you can push the payment status of your clients to your TaroWorks mobile users. So this will bring the power of a multinational payment power to your offline mobile CRM. So let's go ahead and look at our agenda. So we're going to start off by learning more about Bionic and then go through a demo, and later on we'll open up the webinar to you for questions. So currently, mobile money is increasingly being used in the world due to its accessibility and convenience, with approximately 1 billion mobile money users worldwide as of 2020. And in the wake of the COVID-19 pandemic in the world, the use of cashless, contactless payments has been encouraged in order to stem the spread of the disease from one person to the other. So a highlight of some of the benefits of mobile money is that it's fast and convenient. So your clients can make payments to your organization anywhere and anytime through their mobile phones. It has increased security. So the risk of your field staff handling, storing, and depositing cash is going to be eliminated. We also have increased accountability. So payments that are made by your clients will go through directly to your organization's mobile wallet. Then centralized customer data. So you will have all your client information stored in one place, and this will also include the payment data from mobile money. Then also mobile money collections are sanitary because they are cashless and contactless. So during this period, it will ensure that your field staff and your clients stay safe during this pandemic period. So who is Bionic? So I'll now pass this to our colleague, Ian from Beyonic, to tell us more. Over to you, Ian. Oh, sorry.
Okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Ian, and I work with Bionic. At Bionic, our goal is basically to support businesses to go cashless. And we basically do this by creating a two-way mobile money payment solution that allows you to make payments and also receive payments from your beneficiaries or clients that are using your system. We're currently doing this in a number of countries. That's Kenya, Uganda, Ghana, Rwanda, about 9 countries on the top. And what we've been able to do is to integrate to multiple mobile money platforms in these countries, to make it very easy for anyone that would love to go cashless to do this. And so, for example, in Uganda, we have all the the major telcos, the same in Kenya, Rwanda, and other countries as well. And what we've been able to do is basically to facilitate any institution that would love to say within a short period of time move away from the use of cash to go to the use of digital payments. And we do this using 2 fronts. One, where we give you a connection, where the system can speak to each other, which we call an API programming. And then another way is where we create a portal for an institution that can, just create where we just replicate your internal accounting processes into this platform. And then it allows you to be able to initiate a payment, have it reviewed, and also have it approved finally. And what we've done is basically to create a one balance. So for institutions that are in multiple countries, we'll give you a platform that allows you to just put just put money on one single account. That account can allow you to actually be able to pay to your beneficiaries in multiple countries. And all this process has been automated. So you with one click, I'm able to pay 1,000 people. At the same time, if a person is looking at being an inbound, like that they're looking on today, we're able to allow you to receive this money coming from different telcos into your account at say TaroWorks. And the process for onboarding is very simple. We'll just reach out to our teams and can be able to help you have you onboarded. If you have any questions, please at the end, you can feel free to ask us the questions and then I'll respond to them. Right now, I'll just pass on back to Maggie to continue with the presentation. Thank you.
Thanks, Ian. Okay, so we're now going to look through the demo. I'll start off by looking at, sorry. Okay, so the demo, today we're going to be looking at the operations of our make-believe organization we call Aquacom. So Aquacom digs wells in communities and then registers community members who live around these wells. The field staff then sell water filters to these well site members, and on credit, and then a loan is recorded against the sale. Well, site members are then given a repayment plan by Aquacom, and they can pay off the loan over a period of time. So today, a field officer is following up with clients who have loans in bad standing and to just see how that's going. So I will play the role of the field officer, and my colleague Ian from Beyonic will play the role of the Aquacom client who is going to make a payment against an outstanding repayment. So I'll now demo on phone. So we're going to look through TaroWorks. There we go. So as a field officer, when I come to TaroWorks, I have a list of jobs that I'm supposed to work on. Today I only have one job, to view client loan status. And I'll start off a new job. The task is view loan. So these are our well site members, and the one I'm interested in is Ian. So we'll select his name. So I can see he has one loan and the status is default. So it means one or more repayments has not been paid on time. So we can see he had 3 repayments to do for the loan that he has. He has already made payments to 2 of them, and one was due on the 4th of May, and he hasn't paid it. So the status for this repayment is defaulted. So I'll then pass this screen to Ian to make the payment as though he's the client. Ian, are you there?
Yes, I'm still trying to connect.
Okay. I'll give it a minute.
Okay, so I'm sending in my payment right now. Are you able to see that?
Yep, we can see your screen.
Yeah, so I'm preparing to make my payment. So we can do this using the normal USSD channel for any network that the beneficiary is sending from. So I'm based in Kampala. I'm sending my payments from MTN Uganda onto the TaroWorks Salesforce. So I can also use the reference of the organization which I'm trying to make the payment to, and that can be tracked on the Salesforce side when they're running the statement. So Maggie, I've been able to complete my payment. I think you can track and see if it's hit the system.
Great, thanks, Ian. So can I show my screen? So
Yes,
the
please.
next step, yes, so the next step will be for us to get that transaction into TaroWorks on the Salesforce side. So once you connect to mobile money, your collection data will be imported into organization nightly, but we also have the option for you to get in data as you need to, so you don't have to wait every night to get the data. So right now I want to have that transaction that has been paid by Ian come right through. So I'm going to do a date filter and just import collections. Okay, so it should have come through. We'll then navigate to the mobile side. So for the field officers to get the information right from Salesforce for the loan repayment status to be, or the repayment status to be reflected, they'll need to sync. So I'm going to sync. And as the sync is progressing, we can look at the repayments for this client as they appear on the Salesforce side. Again, you can see that we have 3 repayments. He has already made payments to 2 of them, and what we're expecting today is 500 Uganda shillings. Because the loan is overdue, the status here is defaulted. So let's go back to the mobile side. Our sync has been successful. So I'll start a new job again, and I want to look into Ian's loan status. After the payment is done, you can see the loan status has changed from default to current. So it means that there are no outstanding repayments. And as you can see, the last repayment was in the defaulted status, and now it's paid. Let's go in to see more details about it. So the loan was supposed to be repaid on the 4th of May. The payment status is now paid. The days overdue is 0, and the amount paid is 500, and they have no outstanding amount. So we'll then go back to a presentation to proceed. Great. So let's look at the process of using mobile money. How you get started is by first signing up with Beyonic. So to do this, you'll first need to reach out to your customer success manager who will connect you with someone from Bionic in order to get a Bionic account created. Once this Bionic account is created, it will then be linked to your Salesforce org. And after those two are linked, you'll now be able to import collection data into your Salesforce org nightly. And yeah, that's all we had for today. So we have a session that we can take your questions if there are any.
So we did get one through the chat from James. It's how you get access to the Bionic API. I'm sorry, I think I actually answered this earlier, was on mute. But Ian, I'll let you take this after I just address the context of the question, what we just saw. So if you want to have flows similar to what Maggie just displayed, if you want your mobile money collections to appear in Salesforce and also on TaroWorks, you don't need to do anything with the Bionic API. Our integration has handled that for you. Yeah, for collections, that's the functionality that we just demonstrated. If there were other needs that you wanted to integrate with the Beyonic platform for that wasn't mobile money collections, Ian, do you want to touch on that? What the process is for accessing the API? or James, was the question in the context of collections or something else? I'm not getting a response. So, Ian, if you want to maybe talk through if somebody was interested in integrating with you directly, what that looks like.
Yeah, so we have, the first thing is that you can go to our website, Beyonic.com, and from there you could reach out, you could send us an email telling us how you're interested in using the product, and of course be specific how you want to use it. And we will definitely get back to you on how to use our system. But also what we have is we have an open API. If you go to Bionic.com, there you'll see a section that talks about we have like an API doc that you can actually find on the system, and you could check it out and then look at it. But of course, when you start looking at it and you're interested in connecting, you're going to have to reach us via mail, and then we'll support you through the onboarding process. I think that should be okay. Erin, any other questions? Erin, back to you.
Oh, I'm so sorry, you're speaking mute. Okay, great.
Unmute.
Sorry, so I think the question was in the context of TaroWorks collections or mobile money collections and how you get them to TaroWorks. So I think we did answer it with the demo. Let's move on. We have a question from Florence. Florence, I'm going to unmute you if you want to introduce yourself and ask your question.
Okay, thank you so much for the presentation. My name is Florence from Systema.bio, and I have a question. What happens when a client pays less or more than the scheduled installment? Then I have another question. What happens when because we have cases where some clients pay on behalf of another client. Let's say maybe a son will pay on behalf of her parents. So what happens in that case, because they won't use the same mobile that was registered with Bionic or something?
Yeah, excellent question. So a lot of that business logic on our side is handled through what we call like mobile money reconciliation. So I think different organizations marry up this payment data with their transaction data in a lot of different ways. So we actually offer that as a service. What the mobile money integration does is bring in those mobile money collection records from the Bionic platform into Salesforce, and then we can implement the association of those collections with your data and your data model based on your requirements. So for example, what Maggie demoed as what was happening with that loan repayment, the logic was to apply the payment to the oldest outstanding payment. But if your organization has different business rules, as long as a business rule or a logic rule can be put in place, we can do those automatic associations. So if you wanted to automatically allocate an overpayment to a next payment, or an underpayment should still be flagged as a defaulted status or some other status, then that could be done as well. And it also might not be in the context of a loan. It might be one-time payments against a specific transaction where we're associating that mobile money collection data with some other type of data in your org. So that can be customized to your use case. What was the other question you had? Overpayments, underpayments, and if there's no match. So if the association can't happen at all, so for example, this was mainly using the mobile number of the person who already had a record in Salesforce, has a record in Beyonic, and that mobile number is what was used to marry the payment with the right loan. In the event where that's not found, then it would show up in an audit report. So you could see all the mobile money collections that are orphaned or abandoned or weren't able to be associated with a transaction, and those would have to be manually reconciled.
Okay, I think that's clear.
Great question. Any other questions, Florence?
No, I don't have any other on my end.
Okay, great. Thanks for the question and introducing yourself.
Thank you.
Looks like we have one more question. Florence, I'm going to remute you, but if you think of anything else, just raise your hand again. How much does this cost? So how much does it cost to use mobile money collections? Maggie, do you want to handle the TaroWorks side, and Ian, you can take the Beyonic side?
Yeah. So how much it costs? On a side, Erin, is there any cost associated with this? Really, I think it's more on the Bionic side.
Right. So the integration is free of charge for the TaroWorks product. If you need like help with mobile money reconciliations or customizations on your side, then we offer those services that are paid services. But if you wanted to, if you have a Bionic account and you wanted to import your collections tomorrow, you could do that free of charge on the TaroWorks side. And then Ian, do you want to talk a little bit about what the price structure looks like for getting a Bionic account?
Yeah, sure. When it comes to the collections, we have two models. We can charge, we can use the pay-go method, which most of us are familiar with, whereby we charge you each whenever a transaction, comes through onto your account. And then there's where people, prefer to take up the subscription model. And that means we do not charge you any Bionic fee, but we do what we call a pass-through, where we'll let you pay the telecom fees, and then as far as Bionic is concerned, we don't charge you anything. So again, if you go to our website, bionic.com, you'll see there's a place for pricing. You should see, the pricing model for the different countries there.
Okay, great. And just let us know if you have any other specific questions about that. Otherwise, it looks like we might be out of questions unless anyone else. Oh, I have a hand raised. James, I'm going to unmute you to ask your question.
Hi everyone, I am James. I am from Haiti, and then I'm working for Hope for Haiti. My question is more in the using of the API. Like if I need to integrate the Bionic API in another application more than like using it in TaroWorks, will I have to be to pay a cost, or is it free to use, like open source, I would say?
Ian, that sounds like a question for you. Oops, sorry.
Hey, Erin, it sounds like when you talked about TaroWorks, I thought is asking, I don't know if he's already a customer of TaroWorks or he's not. But if you're looking at consuming our API into your product, currently the API is open. So if you go to bionic.com and scroll at the bottom, you'll see the developer box. So when you click there, you'll actually go in and find, the API. It's just one API giving you, connecting to about 25 networks across Africa. But again, when it comes to the integration, if you have a team on your end that that is familiar with these APIs, you could give them the API, and then you can actually come in to support you as integrate. If it's it's something that is let's say there's a custom product where you need our input. For example, you don't have an in-house integration team, and you want a Bionic to support you to integrate into your platform, then we're going to charge you about $1,000 US. But that fee is waived if you have your own team and some they're only coming to for a little bit of support from our side.
Okay, thank you so much for answering.
Great. Are there any other questions? All right, if not, I think that brings us perfectly to the end of time. Thank you everyone so much for joining. And if you have any follow-up questions, feel free to reach out to your customer success manager. Thank you. Everybody stay safe and have a great day.
Thanks, Erin.